overview of the control box or voltage regulator on a Morris 1000. So here we are, this is the voltage regulator, and I'm going to tell you where it is and what it does. So where it is in the car first, because that's the easiest thing, is if you've got the bonnet open and you look to the top left, driver's side, back of the bulkhead, you will see this box, which is the control box or voltage regulator. What it does. So basically what it does is it's like a big switch, and it controls the current from your dynamo to your battery. So when your car's running fast and running at normal speeds, the switch will switch on and allow charge from the dynamo through to your battery. And when you go down to idle or you slow up, the switch will switch off and stop the current to the battery, and then the battery backfeeding back to your dynamo where you could cause some damage. Obviously, if you've got an alternator, the control box becomes irrelevant and just becomes a terminal connecting box, because all the switches and everything you need is in the diode pack on the alternator. So have a look inside, do the spring clip, lift the plastic cover off, and you will see some large copper windings on a commutator arm, and that is the switch. It's a bit of an arcane dark art inside there. I don't really know how it works. It's a bit beyond me, but generally speaking, you don't tend to need to go in here and do anything with them. But I would pop the cover off very occasionally and give this a good spray with ignition or switch cleaner to make sure there's no moisture or condensation or corrosion forming. And have a good look at this arm here and make sure that's clean. And now I'm going to hand over to my wife, who's going to describe which colours go into which terminal and what colours go where.
Okay, so here's the control box, and you'll see that this is an early control box because it's got screw terminals which you would undo with a flat-bladed screwdriver. The later control boxes have LUCAR connections, which are spade connections. And it has 5 connectors on it: A1, A, F, D, and E. And I'm going to talk in general terms, but there will be variation based on the model. There'll certainly be variation in the number of wires that go to each of these terminals. And there may be variation with your Morris, because cars of this age will have variation as they've happened over the life of their car. So A1 is a brown wire with a blue tracer, by which I mean that the main colour is brown, but it has a blue line running through it. A is a brown wire. F is a yellow wire with a green tracer on it. D is a yellow wire, and E is a black wire. And these are in line with the Lucas Original 7 wiring colours, although you'll see that the tracers didn't originally exist in the 1930s when they came out with the 7 wiring colours. So the 7 wiring colours that originally came about were black, which were used for chassis earth connections; brown, which were used for main battery circuits; red, which were used for lights, side lights, tail lights, number plate lights; blue for headlights; green for fused feed that is live when the ignition is on; white for an unfused feed which is live when the ignition is on; and yellow for a battery charging circuit such as you would have for a dynamo or regulator. And you can see that here you've got the black for the E and the D for the dynamo there. And obviously you've got the main battery feeds here on A1 and A. So if you'd find it useful to have this information printed out, it's available as a printable on our website, but you can also access it online as well. We've got a print out of the control box and the wiring, and we've also got a print out of the colours as well. And that's blindmanmorris.com. And there you go.